So, again, scratch out the 2/6 date and go ahead and put 2/12 in there for me. We're going to scratch that 2/6 out. We're going to put in today's date, which is the 12th. So the front side of this, you need to find the slope of each of the lines. So we're going to look at line A first. Just looking at line A, you should be able to tell me if it's a positive, negative, zero, or undefined line. What kind of slope does line A have? Okay, you know it's going to have a negative slope. So the first thing that you need to do is find 2 lattice points. Now, some lines will have more than 2 lattice points. Some lines may only have 2. But you want to find at least 2 lattice points. I like to use the 2 lattice points that are closest together. Remember, lattice points go directly in the corner of where the grid lines intersect or where the grid lines cross one another. So like this for here that I just circled, that would not be a lattice point because that line does not go right in the corner of those grid lines. So what I want you guys to tell me is the slope of line A. You start at the lattice point to your left and then you count down or up to the lattice point to your right. You always find your rise first, then your run. Think about it. If I tell you guys to go run a lap, what are you going to have to do first before you can just start running?
Run the cycle.
You're going to have to get rise out of your seat, right? So think about it. You have to find your rise before you can find your run. So we're going to have to find our rise. So we're going to go up or down to get to the next lattice point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we went down how many? So -4 because we went down. And then we find our run. What's our run? 3. So the slope of line A is -4/3. This one you cannot simplify. It's already in simplest form because we used the 2 closest lattice points. All right, let's look at line B. It's in the lower left hand. So again, I'm going to find my lattice points. I'm going to find my first lattice point here, and then the one that's closest to it. Again, you can choose to find multiple ones. It does not matter. So this one has multiple lattice points to use. So this one has 5 lattice points. I can use lattice point 1 and go to 5. I can use 2 to 5. I can use 1 to 3. I can use 2 to 4. I can use 1 to 2. Meaning I can use whatever lattice points I want. It does not matter. You just want to use the 2 that are closer together so you don't have to reduce. So what 2 lattice points do you want me to use here?
3, 4.
3 and 4? That's fine. So if I'm going to use 3 and I'm going to use 4, am I going to start with the circle or the square?
Square.
Square. Always start with the lattice point to the left. So I'm going to count from the square to the circle. So my rise, I'm going to count up or down? Up. So my rise is what?
1.
And then my run is?
2.
So what's the slope of line B?
1/2.
1/2, 1/2. Now, if I would use 1 to 2, I would end up with this. Ooh, that was really bad. I'd end up with the exact same thing. If I do 2 to 3, it would be the exact same slope. 4 to 5, it would be the exact same. It does not matter which lattice points you use, as long as you use the 2 closest together.
I texted him the other day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's look at line C. Upper right-hand corner. Again, what type of slope does this line have? Negative. So let's find our lattice points here. I'm going to use this lattice point. Ooh, this one has all kinds of lattice points, doesn't it?
Yeah. All kinds.
All the way across.
Multiple kinds.
So which 2 lattice points do you want me to use? 2 and 3? All right.
5 and 6.
5 and 6? Well, I'm just going to use my own then. I'm going to do 3 and 4. All right, so I'm going to use 3 and 4. So I'm going to count circle to square
No.
or square to circle.
Square circle.
Am I going to count my rise first or my run first?
Rise.
Your rise. So that means I'm going to go down 1, then.
Over 1.
So my slope of this line is
1, 1. Or just 1.
-1/1. Or you could write it as just -1.
Yes.
Okay, my last one here, line D. So line D.
I need 0.
Well, if you go to ski down that slope and you stand at the top, are you going to go places?
No. You just going down.
You're going to go down, down, down. You're going to be undefined, no longer in existence. If it was 0, it's going to be a horizontal line. 0 means if you go to ski on that, you're stuck. So D, because it's straight up and down, because it's a vertical line, it's going to be undefined. Walking around, I saw about half of you guys had undefined, which is really good.
I had it.
Or close to undefined. All right, let's flip it over. Let's look at our backside. Now, on the back of your slope notes, is it a question regarding the opener? You have to write a hall pass. Can you wait until we're done with the opener? Okay. So, on the back of your slope notes, you have using slope formula. So, use the slope formula to find the slope of the lines passing through each of the pair of points. So, you're going to use this slope formula. When you take your test on Wednesday, we do provide the slope formula for you. Okay, so this formula will be here for you. So the first thing that I recommend that you do is look at your ordered pairs. An ordered pair is made up of what variables? X and Y. So X, Y, I'm labeling my ordered pairs. Now, because this is my first order pairs, they're going to be labeled number 1s. My second order pairs will be labeled 2s. Now, I use my slope formula to find what the slope is going to be. So I'm going to put M equals, because that's what my formula has, and my first part is Y2 minus Y1. What do I substitute for my Y2? 7. I put in my subtraction sign, and then what's my Y1? 1. Okay, divide it by or over x2 minus x1. What's x2? Minus x1. And then I solve. What's 7 minus 1? 5 minus 3. Is that my final answer? No. 6 over 2 can be simplified or reduced to what? You can have 3 over 1 or just 3. Either one of those answers would be just fine for your test. However, if you left 6 over 2 as your final answer, you'd lose a point for not simplifying. Okay, so what I did here, I went ahead and labeled my ordered pairs. You don't have to do that. I'm not going to take points off on your exam if you don't label them. I recommend that you do. It helps you keep track of what number goes where.
Excuse me, she used that. I'm sure
Mine says time's out. I haven't typed in it since 8:30, so it's just saying that it's logging me out since it's been inactive. Okay, so I start my formula with M equals Y2. What's my Y2?
-2.
Then my subtraction sign, what's my Y1? 8. Over X2 minus X1. Okay, what's -2 minus 8? -10. Use your calculators to help with your positive and negatives. 5 minus 9. 2 negatives equal a? Good. So when I go to rewrite this, 2 negatives, these 2 negatives here are going to cancel each other out and equal a positive. 10 over 4 can be reduced to what? 5 over 2. You will have a problem just like that on your test. And our last one. Bless you. X2 minus X1. I need to hear somebody other than just Kelsey.
-3.
-3.
And then make it a plus.
Good. Two negatives touching. We'll go to an addition sign. That is the ugliest addition sign ever, but I hope I made the point clear. x2
5.
minus x1, 11. Okay, what's 5 plus 3?
Negative 8.
Nah,
Positive 8.
positive 8. 5 minus 11,
Negative 6.
negative 6. Now, am I allowed to have a negative on the bottom?
No, so you gotta go.
Bring it to the top. So I'm going to bring that negative to the top. Now, 8 over 6 can be simplified to what?
Negative 4 over 3.
Good, 4 over 3. Quick question. What if I ended up with an answer where I got 0 over 3? Would that be simplest form? 0 over 3? No. What would be simplest form?
0.
Just 0. Why do you think I'm telling you that?
Because
Do you think you might have a problem like that on your test? Yeah. And do you think maybe a lot of people missed that first and second error, so I'm sharing it with you? Yes. All right.